My name is Kate, and I live with my husband, Michael. We inherited a restaurant, Sunflower, from my grandfather, who had run it for many years. Sunflower was beloved by locals and had many regular customers. Despite battling cancer, my grandfather remained an active owner. "I can't be resting in a hospital room," he would say. "I should be out in Sunflower, working till my very last day." Even as his condition worsened, he never showed signs of weakness and continued to serve delicious food with a smile, enjoying conversations with his regulars. Today, my grandfather passed away with his family watching over him. He named me, his granddaughter, as the heir to Sunflower. He knew his time was coming and left behind a precise will detailing the restaurant's inheritance. I decided to follow in his footsteps and become the owner of Sunflower. Thankfully, even after his passing, our loyal customers continued to visit, and the employees who had worked with my grandfather stayed on. Having watched and practiced my grandfather's cooking style all my life, I was confident I could serve the same delicious food. Our regular customers were happy that they could still enjoy my grandfather's cooking. "Wow, it tastes just like your grandfather's. Even though he's gone, it feels like he's still here with us," they would say. This motivated me even more as Sunflower continued to thrive. However, Michael grew increasingly dissatisfied after my grandfather's death. "Restaurant owners should be men. Why should you inherit it?" he asked. "Because I am his granddaughter," I replied. "Even though I own the restaurant, you'll be running it with me, so it shouldn't matter." "Yeah, but," Michael sometimes complained, wanting to be the owner. However, I was the top chef, and even when my grandfather was alive, my husband mainly handled shopping for recipes but never cooked. "I've never heard of a restaurant owner who can't cook," I said. I felt strongly about honoring my grandfather's wishes and will. "Kate, can I have another one of this?" a customer asked. "Sure, coming right up," I responded. The restaurant continued to thrive, and we were busy every day. Then one day, someone came to visit. "Hey, Michael, it's been a long time," said his younger brother, Dave, who was quite irresponsible. He never held a regular job and had moved away last year only to quit and return. "Oh hey, welcome back," Michael said, happy to see his brother. "I heard your grandfather died. Did you inherit the restaurant?" Dave asked. "No, I didn't inherit the restaurant," Michael replied. "What? Did your wife inherit it?" "No way, she's a woman. Becoming the owner is a joke," Dave laughed, oblivious to the annoyed stares of the customers. Ignoring my brother-in-law's comments, I continued working. "Since I'm family, can I have it on the house?" Dave asked. "Yo, sure," Michael said. Dave ate a large meal, drank beer, and left without paying. "Hey, even other family members pay when they eat here. It's not fair to others, so please make him pay if he's going to eat at our restaurant," I told Michael. "He doesn't have any money. We should support him a little bit," Michael replied. After that, Dave continued to eat and drink at the restaurant regularly without paying. Each time, I insisted he pay, but Michael never listened. My persistence annoyed my husband, and we eventually stopped talking to each other. Dave started coming to the restaurant more often while my husband and I grew increasingly distant. Every time my brother-in-law visited, he and Michael would retreat to the kitchen to talk in secret. I suspected they were talking behind my back, but I pretended not to care and continued cooking and serving our customers. One day, I overheard Dave asking Michael, "Is there any way you can own this restaurant?" "My wife is the owner," Michael replied. "Since this place has a great location and many customers, why don't you take over the restaurant and keep all the profits? It must be hard having your wife as your boss, right?" "Well, yeah," Michael admitted. Dave had his eye on Sunflower and was scheming to take it over. Sensing Michael's frustration with me, he tried to get him on board with his plan. "But how could we make the restaurant ours?" Michael asked. "I have an idea," Dave said. Michael agreed to Dave's idea and decided to go through with it. The next day, which was our restaurant's closed day, my husband left early, and I spent the day alone. Even though it was my day off, I remembered that the kitchen needed some cleaning, so I decided to use my day off to tidy up the restaurant. When I arrived, I found the door already open. I thought I had forgotten to lock it the previous night and hurried inside, only to find Michael and Dave already there. "You're here," Michael said, smirking. The door was open, so I was surprised. I replied, "Today is a closed day. Why are you here?" They both smirked as if they were planning something. "I have something to tell you," Michael began. Since you inherited this restaurant, I don't like the way you've been acting all stuck up. I was not being stuck up, I protested. Yes, you have been, Dave chimed in. Don't you think so? Yes, you're being stuck up since the restaurant is thriving and you're making profits. You're feeling good about it, Michael agreed. What are you saying? I was getting annoyed and angry as they talked to me as if I were an idiot. While I was fuming, Michael pulled out some documents from his bag. I don't like your attitude. I can't take it anymore. Let's get a divorce. The documents were already filled out divorce papers. I was astonished. What do you mean by this? I was upset and couldn't understand what my husband was talking about. The first thing that came to my mind was the continuation of the restaurant. It will be hard for me to continue as an owner if we get a divorce, I said. About that, Michael replied. We will buy the restaurant from you. Dave and I will run it. You just leave. I couldn't understand what my husband was saying. It's such a waste since this restaurant has a great location and many customers. We will renew it with a better menu. Yup, so just fill out the divorce papers and get out, Dave added. Their words made my brain freeze. This is the restaurant my grandfather owned for so long. We have enough profit from it. We should continue as it is for our customers. That means you're not going to change or improve it. This restaurant will go out of business soon, Michael argued. We don't want that. We'll run it. No matter what I said, they didn't listen. I was sure Michael was brainwashed by Dave. Okay, I will sell this restaurant for your named price. I'll make that money soon anyway, so I don't care how much. I couldn't stand their arrogance. Fine then. I will sell it for $500,000. Just give me 2 weeks to prepare the divorce papers and the contract. Don't visit the restaurant during those 2 weeks. With that, I agreed to sell them the restaurant. Dave and Michael were overjoyed. They had no idea why I sold the restaurant to them so easily, focusing only on their potential profits and selfish ambitions. I continued running the restaurant until the handover. Hey, where's your husband? A regular customer asked. We're getting a divorce, I replied. Why so sudden? Are you going to run Sunflower all on your own? No, my husband will be buying the restaurant from me. I'll be quitting in 2 weeks. The customers were surprised and worried, but I reassured them with some good news. I handed out flyers I had recently made, and the customers looked relieved after reading them. 2 weeks later, I presented Michael and Dave with a contract to sell the restaurant and the filled-out divorce papers. Now you have nothing to complain about, I said. Michael signed the contract without hesitation. $500,000. I'm transferring the money to your account now. So this is my restaurant now, he declared, overjoyed with Dave. While they celebrated, I packed up my belongings and left the restaurant. On my way to submit the divorce papers, I couldn't wait to see what they would do with the restaurant. Michael and Dave opened the restaurant immediately. I've already explained the situation to the employees, so there shouldn't be any problem running the restaurant without Kate, Michael assured Dave. All right, let's make some money, Dave said enthusiastically. At 10 a.m., when the restaurant opened, an unusual scene unfolded. Why aren't the customers coming? Michael wondered. Typically, customers would arrive as soon as the restaurant opened, but no one showed up. Even the diligent employees didn't come to work. Michael tried calling them but couldn't get through. Panic set in as this had never happened before. Michael spotted a regular customer walking by. Aren't you our regular customer? He called out. Huh? Oh yeah, the customer replied. I was worried because you didn't show up when the restaurant opened. Come in, come in. I heard your wife quit. I was a regular because I wanted to eat her food. Since she's not here, there's no reason for me to come and eat here. Don't say that. We can serve you a delicious meal, Michael insisted, half forcibly pushing the customer inside. The customer reluctantly entered and looked at the new menu. What is this menu? I've renewed all the dishes, Michael announced proudly. The menu had none of Sunflower's original offerings. Instead, it featured exotic words that confused the customers, making them less excited to order. Fine, I'll have the steak, the customer said. Coming right up, Michael replied, cooking with great enthusiasm. The customer, who had never seen Michael cook, wasn't looking forward to the meal. What is taking so long? After a 40-minute wait, the dish was finally served. The customer's eyes widened in disbelief. What is this? What Michael served was not cooking. 3 slices of meat were placed in the center of the plate, burnt on the outside and raw inside. There was no sauce or side dishes, just bread and soup. Since the quality of the meat is fine, the seasoning is only salt and pepper. The meat is cooked to enjoy its savoriness and rareness, Michael explained. The customer couldn't even pick up the cutlery. The steak looked unappealing and the soup seemed cheap. I'm not going to eat this, the customer said, standing up to leave. Michael was in shock. Hey, you're going to pay for this. It'll be $30. $30? Are you joking? I am not going to pay for this piece of __. The customer left furiously. Michael and Dave were just in shock. Slowly, they began to realize their mistakes. Michael, who never cooked, and Dave, who never had a proper job, couldn't run a restaurant. Their focus on profit blinded them to the obvious. Sunflower, under the new owners, never saw another customer again. Meanwhile, I started a new restaurant in a different location called Sunflower Second. The original employees joined me. This restaurant was also inherited from my grandfather, who had anticipated the need for continuity as the old building aged. So he had set up a new restaurant in a different location, ensuring the legacy of Sunflower lived on. My grandfather wanted to announce the new restaurant after it was built, but he passed away during its construction. This new restaurant was also inherited by me, and I never told my husband about its existence. 2 weeks before selling the original Sunflower, I advertised the new restaurant to our regular customers, who came because they loved my cooking. Thanks to their support, the restaurant was bustling from day one. We quickly earned enough to hire new employees, and the $500,000 from selling the original Sunflower allowed me to give my staff raises. At Sunflower Second, I kept my grandfather's original menu but added my own dishes to attract a younger crowd and make the menu more family-friendly. This strategy was a success, and more families visited the restaurant. Every day was busy and fulfilling. Meanwhile, Michael and Dave were struggling. They had borrowed $500,000 to pay me and were now receiving debt reminders. What are we going to do about this? Michael asked, frustrated. You started this, you should fix it, Dave retorted, caught off guard by their situation. Dave suddenly had an idea. They came to my restaurant during the busy lunchtime. Help us, Kate, Dave shouted, disregarding the many customers dining. Michael had a visible injury on his arm. We will return the restaurant to you. Just give us back the money we paid for it, Dave pleaded. The original Sunflower is yours now. You signed the contract, so take responsibility and work hard, I replied, not taking Dave's words seriously and returning to the kitchen. Then my ex-husband entered, looking pained. Kate, help me, he pleaded dramatically. Customers murmured, concerned about Michael's visible bruise. I looked closer and was shocked by the large bruise on his arm. Wait, you're really injured? I asked. Yes, that's what I've been trying to tell you, Michael responded. Go to the hospital right away, I urged, calling a cab for him. During my lunch break, I visited the hospital to check on him. But when I arrived, Michael and Dave ran away as soon as they saw me. Suspicious, I asked the receptionist about Michael's visit. I think a man named Michael was here a few minutes ago for an examination. Is he finished? I'm here to pick him up, I inquired. There's no record of a man named Michael here, the receptionist replied, puzzled. Realizing they were hiding something, I drove around and found Michael and Dave walking. I stopped the car and grabbed Michael's arm. The bruise was gone. You're not injured, are you? I demanded. No, I didn't know running a restaurant could be this difficult. We have no customers, no money, and can't pay off the debt. I thought if I pretended to be injured, you'd give us the money back, Michael admitted. I can't believe you tried to deceive me with such a childish lie, I said, letting go of his hand. Stay out of my life. That restaurant is yours. Deal with it. I got in the car and returned to my restaurant, feeling disappointed as I drove away. Michael and Dave put Sunflower on the market to pay off their debt, but the old building made it hard to find a buyer. They worked tirelessly, receiving constant debt reminders, a fitting consequence for their selfish greed. As for me, Sunflower Second thrived, with profits doubling. A regular customer who admired my work asked to be my apprentice. Determined to teach them the hard work and dedication required to run a restaurant, I ensured they would not become selfish and greedy like Michael. I continued to work hard, honoring my grandfather's legacy, ensuring Sunflower Second remained successful for many years to come.